Hi guys, we're out here at one of my feeder sites, about to refill it, and while we're here I just wanted to go over with you some of the things that I like about this particular style feeder, and then we'll compare that to some things that I don't like about the previous feeder that I had here, which was a tube style feeder where the deer eat out of the tubes instead of these chutes. So both gravity fed, both kind of work the same way, but this is in my opinion, a lot better option. So what I've got here is a 500-pound all seasons stand and fill protein feeder. The thing is steel, unlike those poly feeders or those plastic gravity feeders that you can get. A critter's not going to be able to chew into this. They call it stand and fill because you can see the height. It's easily refilled from standing right here on the ground next to it. Lid's held on by these spring clips, and you just take it off like this, okay? And you can pour your feed in the top. On the underside of this feeder, if you could see it, it's a pyramid looking down from the top, and that's what the feed hits and runs down, and the opening is as deep as these chutes are. So there's no way for that feed to clog or hang up in here. It can all get delivered to the tray where the deer can eat it. Down here on the tray, come down here, you've got a baffle in here, and there's 2 wing nuts, and it's slotted. So I can slide this baffle up or down to control the flow rate depending on what I'm feeding. I run the 20% premium pellet exclusively in this feeder. Now when the deer shed their velvet, we'll swap over to the winter stabilizer because their nutritional needs change a little bit, but all spring, all summer, I'll be running the 20% protein, and it flows plenty good through here. There's a big opening here, and this is actual mesh on the bottom right here. You can see some dust coming off. It's like a mesh metal, and it allows airflow through here. And the thing that I like particularly about this feeder is when there's a deer standing here eating, on those tube style feeders, if you've paid attention to your trail cam photos, that deer will be up to its eyeballs in that tube to get at that feed. One eye is pointed at the ground, the other one's pointed up at the sky. And that does several different things, in my opinion. One, having their eyes turned like that, especially younger deer, when they've got their eyes pointed at the ground and at the sky at a feeder site like this, in my opinion, it leaves them vulnerable to predation. So that's one negative on the tube style feeders, in my opinion again. The other one is, this is a big open area, so when I've got a deer in here eating, they still tilt their head a little bit to eat out of here, but there's plenty of airflow around this feed and around the deer's mouth. So during the winter time, when it gets really cold, you don't have that condensation from that breath and that tube, you know, just trying to get at those pellets. It can cause them to break up, and with pellet breakup, you can see on this, you get some powder and all that condensation from their breath when it's cold outside, that hot breath. Their body temperatures run about 104. So if you think you can see your breath during the winter time, you can really see a deer breathing during the winter time when it's cold out. So that condensation in that small space can cause those tube style feeders to clog. And when I hear about feeders clogging up from protein pellet use, the only thing I ever hear about is, well, what kind of feeder are you running? Well, it's a tube style feeder. So you eliminate that possibility with this type of feeder. It's got 4 sides, so you know you could feed 4 deer at one time. I've got a watch glass on this thing, and I've turned it strategically towards my trail camera so I can see when the feed gets down below here, and know it's time to refill it. Another way I can tell when the feed gets down below the watch glass, this chute right here, each one of these will hold about 25 pounds of feed in itself. So you could still have 100 pounds of feed in this feeder and it be below the watch glass, but because it has 4 sides and the feed dumps down into each side, I can tell once this chute fills up, there's 25 pounds here for this side. Once this chute fills up, it doesn't adjust. Like if a deer eats all the feed in this chute, it doesn't flow from this chute into that one. So each chute as you get down lower will empty individually, and I can sit there and look at the way my deer are feeding. You know, hey, all the deer are coming to this side or they're coming to that side. I can tell, hey, it's gotten really low. I desperately need to get out there and refill it. So that's just some of the positives that I have on this feeder. I really don't have any negatives. My negative would be the deer really smashing this feed right now, and I'm having to spend quite a bit of money to keep them fed. But hey, in my opinion, it's worth it. Hopefully it gives me an opportunity to get a big buck this fall. But anyway, come by the shop and check them out. We've got plenty of these in stock. 500, 1250s, even can get the 2,000 pounders. So come check them out.
What's up, everybody? It's Cody with Advanced Wildlife. Thank you guys for all your support. We appreciate all the love. Be sure to keep hitting that like and subscribe button, and we'll keep on rolling some content for you guys.